Hello. Actually, it's not even funny at all. Sorry, I'm not. Sorry. You what up, gang? Got my helmet. If you ever see me in funny props, it's not mine. I'm actually not that much fun. Like, I would never have things like that, but because I have children, I can present fun. Like, I even have magnetic blocks. Now, I'm not joking. Well, I've had brothers and sisters, half ones. Hello, anyway. Oh, it's been a good time recently. Other than I'm still very covered in hay fever, but we're getting there. We're getting there. The hair is picking up some sunshine. It's sunny today, but it's freezing out there. But we have magnetic blocks and things because we have children, and children help you connect to the innocence of life. And this weekend, it's been Mother's Day. It's also been my daughter's birthday. My youngest daughter turned 6. And calmly, I've got all my family together. I do have to get them together at separate points because they don't like each other, my family, mum's side and my dad's side. But it all went smooth, and teaching, yeah, I've just been raising the vibration of the family, mate, you know, and just making sure, again, that the simple needs of life are being met. And on top of that, also just really shocked of how much, like, inner peace I'm feeling. Like, for example, put it this way, it was Mother's Day on Sunday, and I had, my daughter had a party. They all get one, like, proper party with the school friends. You know, early on a Sunday morning, met up with the mums that I don't usually meet up with, hosted the party, you know, to a degree where, you know, when you're like, am I going to, like, be really friendly, or just, like when my children first started school, I'd go and try and, like, make a load of, like, mum friends. It's quite funny, actually, because when you have your first child, it's intense. I just really wanted to fit in with other mums, even just didn't think I could be myself, you know, like, just really, especially because they go to, like, a school where there's quite a lot of posh mums and stuff. But you find as well, the more children you have, because I have 4 children in 4 different year groups, that each year group is totally different, and the mums sets are different, and there's lovely people everywhere. And so, yeah, but basically, and then you also learn that you don't have to be a massive part of the mum community if it's not what suits you, you know, and I don't. So that's, you know, that's lucky for me. But yeah, I was polite. It's always funny because my partner's friend that used to go out, like, well, I've known him since he was a kid, and he used to work for my uncle. Or it's a long story. He's like one of those naughty people, but, like, the heart of gold. You know, I knew him from raving, and yeah, but he just like one of those people that have got no filter. So it was a worry that, well, he turned up because of his daughter's in my class. So he turns up, and he was well behaved. He didn't say anything funny about smoking or anything like he might say in front of, you know. But yes, it all went fine, and it was just lovely. It just went more than fine. And she had brilliant presents, and it's just and I am financially very lucky at the moment. I'm getting a lot of support from people that wouldn't support me unless they wanted to support me. And I've been in all sorts of different financial situations my whole life. Sorry, I'm just so snotty and runny. I knew this video was going to be a little bit like this because I've done it, like, well, I was like half in between doing things, and I had a really busy day yesterday with my daughter's birthday, and it's just rambling again, aren't I? I can't, what was I actually saying? George, you're distracting me. It's never good. You can't do that in a video where you just totally, like, forget what you were saying. That's just awful. I'm so boring. I can pause a minute. But yeah, just keep the flow going for a minute. But so yeah, so I don't know where I was in what I was saying, but So you get to my age, right, and you've been a stubborn little bugger, and probably half your family have always talked about you thinking you're crazy. And then I've got to this stage of my life. I'm always saying my age. It's 35 this year. And when you build up a good reputation for yourself and you hold your ground for this long and you get to my age, you start to reap the rewards with, like, respect. Yeah, respect for yourself as well. And this is what I mean. This weekend, and I've been through all sorts of hormonal stages within my anxiety, body and heart rate. Like when I was a teenager, I was the most coolest, chilled teenager ever. I used to do exactly like my whole own thing, and I was always a lovely-hearted person. And even if, like, I wasn't in all the real nice girl gangs, because I used to hang around with, like, rough boys a lot, but it never bothered me one little bit. Did I ever have anxiety? The only time I ever got anxiety was when I was, like, an older teen to adult, and I started, like, trying to push myself to fit in, or I just lost that rebel heart. And it wasn't like anyone else, sorry for this, yeah, but it wasn't anyone else's fault. It's just I realised that the anxiety told me that I needed quite a lot of space away from people to, like, integrate my own frequency. And I spent a lot of it. My health pushed me into, I went from, like, working in a really busy shop with all my coffee shop, Starbucks, no, not Starbucks, it was Costa Coffee. And, like, I got the flat white badge, and I was, like, a proper barista, and, like, yeah, working in town. So I was just, like, seeing every single face and energy from people that I knew, my mum and dad, and, like, raving friends. And I think even the, like, boss was, like, off her face. And that's why, but yeah, I went from that to, like, just knowing that I needed space. So I left that job, and I ended up having another job, an office job, like literally an accounting job, where I was running, like, a big UK sales job. It's a massive job, actually. It was well paid. I was trying to make myself do it until my hands just seized up. They just seized up and had this really strange chronic disorder. And so I was pushed out of that job as well. This is absolutely rambly. This probably won't go up, actually. This is just awful. But anyway, yeah. I'm not missing any sun. It's actually the sun's fault, because if it was out, like, I'm actually trying to put shorts on at the moment, because that's another thing. If it's ever over 11 degrees, you can just find a hot corner, go in it, and take your shoes off, get mud on your feet. Yeah. Because that you're going to charge yourself up with positive electromagnetic energy. But yeah, as I was saying, as I've bounced from lots of topics, very importantly so, right, this is actually important though. So if you've actually listened, I might bugger what I was just on about, because obviously I did just leave something hanging there a little bit. Yeah. But bugger that conversation. We're going to swap through this, that my daughter was 6 yesterday, and actually she was born prematurely. You might have heard the other day that my son was born in the sack, which is really rare and, like, mystical way to be born, in the sack. To my last daughter, who was 6, was born in coronavirus times, 2 months early. I was, like, bleeding and in and out of hospital before she was born. And then, yeah, and from the day she was born, like, literally today, 6 years ago, was the first coronavirus, like, lockdown announcements, where the schools were shutting and that, and my children didn't get to meet my daughter for a whole month. It even got to a stage where me and my partner weren't even allowed to go in with my daughter that had been born prematurely at the same time, because of germs, and it was just all getting really, it got so kicking off. It was the worst time of my life, actually. I was going up and down the motorway trying to look after my 2-year-old son at the time, and my others were, like, 6 and 8. It was just my other two girls. It was crazy, and I was going up and down trying to breastfeed and pump milk for my baby that had been born prematurely with my partners up, yeah. And we've seen the whole of the NHS collapse in that moment, and seen all the nurses getting trained for coronavirus, and it was just great. It was just, we've seen the beginning of it, and my daughter was the first child to be coronavirus tested. Well, I'm not going to slag the NHS off in any shape or form, but I will tell you that it's like any other place, that there are lovely, lovely people there, and hardy people that can do jobs that I wouldn't be able to do. And I'm not saying anything about anybody, but there were like lovely people in that hospital, and then there were like people that just seemed to, I don't know how to put this, but they slightly got off on aggravating situations. I'm not going to go into like slagging nurses off. There was many, 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 many nice nurses, and then there's those odd few. Just like anything in life. And do you know what? This is the most, I think this is one of the most worst videos that I've actually done, because it's just gone everywhere. But I'm just saying that cemented me into just feeling so grateful when my daughter finally came home, and actually my children had the whole lockdown off of school the whole of that summer, and it was just like made up for the fact that they hadn't even met her for a whole month, to her coming home, and we were just all together, and it was just amazing. Yeah, I just mean it cemented my heart. And the woman working in the hospital at the time said, when you go home, you'll just, everything, you'll just be grateful that you're all safe, you know? And there's nothing wrong with just being great, you know? Like just really laying in the feelings that you pick up from situations like that. And it takes a lot of age, you know? It takes age to get to more of a comfortable place where you understand how to feel grateful. It's very hard when you know, when you're young. Yeah. But, yeah. So this whole video was basically going to be about forgiveness and stuff, and the energy of forgiveness. But I don't know what time's going fast. Don't be fooled that, just don't be a fool. Try not to have too much opinion on anything. I was just about to start a yoga video, and it said, in the name of like non-violence. So just try and treat everything in a non-violent way. And if you see people as vessels for energy, and you separate the energy from the person, I think that is the key to feeling a level of a forgiveness frequency towards that person. And that can start to happen with like every situation. So instead of seeing every situation as it's this or this one's fault, or trying to like take it as, for some reason, some of us are so silly, as in we know our minds are silly, but then we try and work everything out. We still feel that that is the mission, to try and work it all out, rather than just. And also when you try and see situations that are happening as energy rather than the person, it's easy to just sort of spot it out. And then I think it does lose its ability to control the situation. I am doing this with my eyes, so it must be serious. And do forgive me that this video seems erratic, because it could have not been erratic. All right, but I'm just really enjoying being the age I'm at the moment, where I've proven some points. I've got a firm ground. I'm proving to myself just through daily action that I'm actually really steady. Actually steadier than I'd like to admit. Flow. Don't let anything block up. Keep letting things move through without guilt. Don't feel these low vibrational energy feelings. Shake it out. Get your feet on the grass. Show kindness. to everything. And if that leaves you questioning, then that's good, because this is the whole rabbit hole and it can take years. It can take, I'm not there, you know, we're integrating this forgiveness frequency that I honestly don't believe was available on Earth fully until 2012. And that's what I think they mean about the coming of the Christ age, is this frequency that's finally able to get through, that is just a little bit more, because when you start to forgive everything, like the story of Judah, where he was going to always go against Jesus. So that means that everyone, I feel sorry for people that come in. I know that does inevitably give you the fact that everything coming through has a mission to complete, whether it almost wants to or not, doesn't it not? And I know that people, then I'm there myself, is that, well, what does that mean about the physics of life? And, you know, but with time and with practice, you can get there. And through kicking off a little bit towards that energy as well. And there's nothing wrong with having bloody emotions and feeling it's not fair, that everything happens for a reason, you know, it is unfair. And you could have a good stamp about that. There's no one stopping you. Go and swear. Just try not to do the worst thing imaginable, like, without even putting it into words. There's no need. There's no need to harm yourself, and there's no need to harm others. Although it still does happen. So with that factor, what we must do is try and re-see how we see it all, really, is to see it all, and see if we see it as the energy, a stuck energy, you know, then it's easier to flush it off and stop trying to then put that energy into a blame, or even put it all on yourself, you know. Remember that each opinion that comes through does often change within the next. So yeah, I'm proud that at the moment, to be this age and have a groundedness and a firmness with all of my family members, and so much support and love, and my children are just looked after so well by my whole family. And I do intend to give back more and more financially wise, rather than just, but I do see money as energy, and I truly believe that as long as you're spending good energy, then you're creating good situations for everybody. And Jesus didn't have a pay job, I'm sure of it. And actually, it's quite a vulnerable situation to put yourself in when you're not working, because people do wonder what the fuck you get up to, especially when you do stuff like this. But I'm there for my family, you know. And yeah, don't thank me twice for being a real life Jesus type person. I've stopped buying as much clothes, but I do like clothes as well, and I will bleach my hair, but I'm waiting for 6 weeks. And I'm going to go to my lovely hairdresser. But yeah, on that note, just forgiveness and curiosity. Killed the cat, apparently, but did it? Because everything is a riddle, isn't it, really? You know, so just think for yourselves. Remember your own mind power, the power of your mind. And that shall be all for today, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm just taking in the moment of my youngest being 6. Yeah, I am actually going now. I am going. Goodbye. And I know, I didn't mean to waste your time like this. do spend your time wisely.